Hello kids, today is another day and today I'll be teaching you how to write simple sentences. We have three types of sentences. We have simple sentence, we have compound sentence, and we have complex sentence. Now I'm going to be teaching you step by step and gradually or slowly the concept of formulating or constructing sentences using each of these types. So let's start with a simple sentence first. And whenever I'm seeing that you already mastered how to write simple sentences, then we can go ahead and construct or create compound sentences, and then hopefully you can create, okay, or you can compose complex sentences later on. Okay, now let's start. So what is a simple sentence? A simple sentence is a sentence having a subject, one subject, just one subject, and number two, it also has verb. So sometimes it has an extra part called the object. Again, sometimes it has an extra part called the object. So a simple sentence is having a subject, a verb, and an object. Again, a simple sentence is a sentence having a subject. Okay, a subject usually is a noun, verb, a verb, which tells us an action, okay, and sometimes it has an extra part called the object. So what is the subject, teacher? So the subject is the doer of the action or the described. So as you can see from these pictures, they're all faces. It can be a thing, it can be a person, it could be a woman, it can be a man, it can be a child, or it can be an animal. So it is usually a noun or noun phrase. Again, it is usually a noun or noun phrase. So what does it mean, noun phrase? It's actually like, say, for example, the old guy, the good policeman, okay? It's a noun phrase. It can be just a noun, like a fish, a fishbowl, an old woman, okay, a fishbowl, a woman, a policeman, a child, or a fish. So can you identify the subject in each of the following sentences? Let's have some tasks. I want you to prepare your copybook as you see this, and I want you to help me do this task. Again, can you identify the subject in each of the following sentences? Are you ready? Now I want you to just identify the subject. Number one, the train arrived on time. Which word here is the subject? Can you write it on your copybook? Are you done? Okay, now let's look for the subject in number two sentence. The boys took the test. The boys took the test. So which one is the subject here? Write it down. Number three, the sun rises every morning. The sun rises every morning. Which word here is the subject? Write it down, please. Very good. Are you ready? Are you ready to know the answer? So let's figure out which word in number one is the subject. Very good. The train, the boys, the sun for number three. Did you get it right? Very good. So number one, the subject is the train, or train it can be. Number two, the subject is the boys. Okay, and number three, the subject is the sun. Easy, right? So usually the subject comes first in a simple sentence. Okay. Now let's look at this next sentence. Okay, now let's look at this sentence. Now this time I want you to tell me where is the verb in the sentence. Where is the verb in the sentence? The verb of the sentence is, very good, swam. The fishes swam quickly. So the verb is swam. Swam tells us an action in this sentence. So therefore, this is a verb. So what does it means, the verb in the sentence? So the verb is a word that shows action or relation. Again, the verb is a word that shows action or relation. It usually follows and agrees with a subject. But I have a question here. Does each of these verbs agree with its subject? Is it really important to agree with the subject? Yes or no? Yes, it should agree with its subject. Now look at this sentence. How about this sentence, girls and boys? The list of items are long. Do you think this sentence is correct? The list of items are long. We have to know which is the subject of the sentence first in order for us to know if the verb should agree with it. Okay? Or what verb are we going to use so it will agree to the subject? Yes, very good. The subject is the list of items. So we're just talking about one list. Okay? The list of items, but it says are long. Let's check if it's correct. Yes, very good. It is wrong. The list of items are long. This sentence is wrong. Why? Because it's just talking about one list and it should be is instead of using are. So it should be the list of items is long. How about this sentence? The baby has a cute smile. The baby has a cute smile. Is this a correct sentence? Yes, it is a correct sentence. Very good. Good job. The baby has a cute smile is a correct sentence. So the baby is just one person. Okay, it talks about just singular. Okay, and then has should be the correct verb in this sentence, not have. Usually I am seeing you guys using or being confused about when to use has and have. You always say the baby have. No, the baby is just one kind, okay, one person. So it should be using the verb has, not have. But when I say the babies, it should be have, not has, okay? Because we're talking about plural nouns, no more singular. But here, the baby has a cute smile. So we're just going to be using has. Okay, now how about this sentence? They go to the same school. Is this a correct sentence? Let's find out. Very good. They go to the same school. This is a correct sentence. They talks about a plural pronoun, more than one person. Go should be in, it should be the verb. They go to the same school. So go should agree with, or yeah, the verb go agrees with the subject, they. How about this sentence? The dog licked the boy. Let's find out if this is correct. Okay, this is a correct sentence, but this time I'm going to introduce to you another extra part of a simple sentence, which is the object. So as you can see, in this sentence, we have the dog as a subject, licked as a verb, and it has an extra part, the boy. The boy is the object of the sentence. So what does it mean, the object? The object is the receiver of the action. The object is the receiver of the action. So the subject is the doer of the action. The receiver of the action is the object. Okay, in a nutshell, you have to remember a basic sentence needs a subject, a verb, and sometimes an object. Sometimes an object is just like an extra part, but a simple sentence should have a subject and a verb. Okay, now are you ready to read each sentence and decide whether it is a complete sentence or a fragment? By the way, a complete sentence, I told you, should have a verb. So a basic sentence should have a subject and a verb, or sometimes having an object. A fragment doesn't have any of these parts, okay? It's just a phrase, so we call it fragment. Fragment, it means not a sentence at all. So let's have question number 1. The poor girl could not sleep. Is this a sentence or a fragment? Very good. It's a sentence because there is a subject and there is a verb. What about question number 2? As far as possible. As far as possible. Is it a sentence or a fragment? Oh, I can hear some said yes, some said no. Which one is correct? Yes, it is not a sentence. It doesn't have a subject and it doesn't have a verb. No subject, no verb. Okay, let's have question number 3. Running in the classroom, making a lot of noise. Is this a sentence or a fragment? No, it is not a sentence. Why? It doesn't have subject and it doesn't have, it has a verb, but it doesn't have a subject. Okay, now question number 4. You gave them no warning. Is this a sentence or a fragment? Yes, it is a sentence because it has a subject and it has a verb. Very good. The blue umbrella. The blue umbrella. Is this a sentence? No, because it doesn't have a verb. It doesn't have a subject, but it has a verb. Again, the blue umbrella is not a sentence because it doesn't have a subject, but it has a verb. It doesn't have a subject. No, it has a subject, but it doesn't have a verb. I'm confused. Sorry. Okay, now let's have a quick recap. Watch closely. A basic sentence is a subject and a verb. It sometimes has an object. Thank you, kids. I hope that you can make your own sentences by now. I taught you how to construct or compose sentences in the school. Now I want you to make sentences. I'll be posting a worksheet as your classwork for today. Okay? Have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.